Our first speaker is Mr. Justin Schwelt. He is a member of the Rotaract Club of Port of Spain West. He is best known for his positive vibes. He has dedicated the last 11 years of his life to Rotaract and has served in multiple positions on the club and district level, and is the incoming DRR for District 7030. He has interacted with the Rotary family all around the world through his attendance at international Rotary and Rotaract conferences, and looks forward to maintaining the high levels of excellency, quality, and love for what we do in Rotary and what we stand for. And without further ado, I introduce Mr. Justin Schwelt.
Morning. We're both doing this presentation together, so I don't know if you want to introduce DRE Robin as well one time.
Okay, no problem. We also have DR Robin Curtis. DRE Robin Curtis is a financial service professional and has served as a board member in the Rotaract Club of Nassau, Sunset in the Bahamas for 3 years. She has been the recipient of the DRR Diamond Award and is a present member of several international Rotaract and Rotary committees, including HA-WASH, am I pronouncing that correctly? HA-WASH, Zone 34, Rotaract Committee, and is the incoming DRR of Rotaract District 7020. She is a proud Rotaractor and looks forward to continued service and greater impact in the RI family in the years to come. And I hand you all over.
Thank you so much for Terry and Keish. As DRE Justin would have said, we're both presenting to you today, and it's a pleasure to be a co-facilitator with someone as vibesy and dynamic as DRE Justin. So we're gonna get straight into it in the interest of time. 7030 and beyond. And here you have your mix up and blend logo, which is very appropriate for the theme and the topic of 7030 and beyond, because it's important for us as Rotaractors to think beyond our districts as we effectively serve.
Nice. Thank you, Robin. So just to give you a little rundown of the world of Rotary, Rotary International was founded by Paul Harris in somebody remind me, 1905, 1904.
Many years ago.
Many years ago, right? And in 1962, the first Interact Club was formed. So imagine that, Interact was formed before Rotaract. And Rotaract was formed in 1968, all right? And early acts, I'm not sure the date they were formed, but they are also a part of Rotary International, of the family of Rotary International. So we have these four areas, these 4 programs of Rotary International. Early actors ages 5 to 13, interactors ages 13 to 18. Rotaract used to be 1905. Thank you, Kareem. Rotaract used to be 18 to 30, but now there's no age limit. And of course, we have the big boys, Rotary International, and all of these areas form the family of the world of Rotary International organization. Yeah.
So some terms to note as we go further into our conversation, our discussion. Rotary districts, let's start off with that. So a district is a group of Rotary, Rotaract, Interact, and or Early Act clubs in a specific area or region. And there are approximately 530 districts worldwide. So as was noted, of course, you guys as District 7030 would have invited me, and I'm from District 7020. zones, Rotary Zone. Each Rotary District is organized into zones. There are 34 zones worldwide, and Rotaract District, Rotary and Rotaract District 7020 belong to Zone 34, which is made up of 14 districts.
Yeah, so we have a lot of districts around the world, but we have 34 zones. And we are in the last zone, Zone 34. Oops. Zone 34, and you can see, well, this is our district here. It's District 7030, all right? Made up of ABC Islands, St. Kitts, Antigua, Montserrat, come all the way down the road to Trinidad and Tobago, and the three islands, and the three countries in South America, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guyana, all right? So we are District 7030, one of the 14 districts in Zone 34. And Zone 34 is made up of 7030, 7020, and the 12 other districts are on the southeast side of the United States of America. All right, these numbers are subject to change, but it's approximately 786 Rotary clubs, 32,537 Rotarians.
So when we talk about 7030 and beyond, there are several ways that you can approach the topic itself, but we'll go into some opportunities and ways that you can expand your Rotaract experience beyond the 7030 physical location. So we're gonna go through some meetings and international events. You can correct me or drop it in the chat if these terms are different for 7030. We tried to be inclusive of both districts, and so some terms may be slightly different. But you have your district leadership training, and I know in District 7020 we refer to that as District Team Training Seminar, or DTTS, and this is an annual leadership training for elected club officers, committee chairs, Rotarians, and faculty advisors. The photo below is District 7020's most recent DTTS. Of course, the pandemic would have spun things just crazy for the past 2 years, and we were virtual, and it was a pleasure to safely gather in 7020 recently, in a few weeks, literally just last month, for the first time in over 2 years.
In District 7030, it's district leadership training, but we haven't had one for the last 3 or 4 years. We should be starting that back soon once everything goes well. But yes, it's exactly the same thing. It's an annual leadership training for mainly the board members. Before, it used to be called President's Meeting. So it was mainly the presidents and the board members, but then after, when it became district leadership training, they opened it up to all the Rotaractors in the district. And the biggest one in the last couple of years was in Grenada, and that even rivaled some conferences with the amount of people that attended. Yeah. Well, we have the district conference, as you all know, and I hope y'all will be going to Barbados, right, in June 23rd to 26th, right? And then before that, we have 7020 conference in Miami. Remind me the dates again, 16th to 19th?
Correct, 16th to 19th,
right,
in Miami, Florida.
Right, and this is where, if you all didn't know, is where all the Rotaractors in the district come together to not only train, but to fellowship and to give out awards and to introduce the new district team for the next year and look at what has been happening in the last year and these kind of things, right? I have been to about 10 district conferences in 7030, and I think it's either 3 or 4 in 7020, right? But there are district conferences around the world. Speaking to Rotaractors from around the world, I pride myself in saying that we in the Caribbean have one of the best conferences. When we explain it to them, they are all amazed of the kind of vibes that we have. You know, that's not a training, but we have a lot of vibes, a lot of fellowship. And I've met a lot of people who I could call friends for a lifetime. That I've met people 10 years ago that I've never seen again, but we interact a lot on the social medias and these kind of things. And even if I decide to travel to another country, I can just call them up, you know. Any country in the Caribbean, for sure, I have a lot of friends who I met through conference. This is not something you want to miss. I have vowed since my first conference in 2011 that I would never miss the next one, right? So This picture over here is actually a small contingent from 7030 in 7020 conference, because you realize I'm not there. So, but I was there, but I'm not in the picture, right?
Say no more.
Yeah, I'm in this picture here. This is not a conference, but this is a zone summit. It's a conference, you can say, but it's the zone summit where the district governors, past, present, and future, they meet up every single year. And I had the opportunity last year to attend that one in Naples in Florida. So you can see my picture there.
So moving on, like we said, beyond conferences, there are multi-district meetings, many multi-district meetings. I think you will find especially in the US area, the United States of America, there are so many different layers to the meetings that they have. And of course, if you are aware of them, you are open to register and attend. They are beneficial, like Justin said, to meeting people, getting new ideas. Generally speaking, we do things differently in the Caribbean. I would say that we have a solid, for lack of a better word, way of doing things in the Caribbean, but it is always beneficial to understand and realize the differences in the way we do things across the Rotary family and finding ways to make the connection beyond just our district, which would be 7030. Rotaract pre-convention, of course, at this annual meeting, participants have the opportunity to discuss a wide range of topics. I cannot underscore enough how important it is, like I said, to try and get at least one convention under your belt as a Rotaractor. The experience is different. The way they cater to Rotaractors, even on the international level, is amazing. You're included, you're invited, you feel warm, you feel welcome. And like Justin said, international friends that you meet and you feel like they've been in your life forever and you never forget them. On this photo we have here, we have DRE Justin with DGE from District 7020, Deborah Howell.
Right, and the bottom picture is the Rotary International Convention in Houston, Texas, and it's something that we like DRE Robin said, we should try at least to go once. I've been to Atlanta, I think it was 2018 or 17, I can't remember. But I will be at the Rotaract pre-convention in Houston, Texas, before the conference from the 2nd to the 3rd, right? A lot of Rotaractors from 7030 and 7020 go to these conventions every single year, so it's a good idea to link up and let's go across and have some fun, right? So yes, the convention is where Rotarians around the world, including Rotaractors and even some interactors, partners in service, they meet up in a country every single year to have a conference, a 4-day convention. The one I went to in Atlanta had 40,000 people, right? So much people that Bill Gates was a keynote speaker and he had to speak twice because they couldn't fit everybody into one place, right? So 20,000 in the morning, 20,000 in the afternoon. But yeah, this year is in Texas. I will be there. Right? There's Interrota as well, and that's every 3 years, Rotaractors from the world put on a conference, and we do it on our own. The next one is in 2023 in Tunisia. And of course, you all know Rotary Youth Leadership Awards, and this is put on by the Rotary clubs and the district for the youth of the district. According to which district you are in, it's more tailored to Rotaractors, Interactors, or both, right? I've been to RYLA North America in Washington, D.C., and it was everybody. Rotarians, Interactors, Rotaractors, everybody was in this RYLA together. And again, going to pre-convention, going to RYLA North America, our friends in Japan, our friends in Turkey, right? So you meet a lot of people. You get a different perspective on what is going on around the world. The kind of project ideas I've seen, I'm literally amazed by the thing I've seen. Rotaractors building hospitals and schools, right? By some of the things that we have, some of the projects that we have seen going on around the world in these meetups, these conventions, right?
So going into the benefits of connecting, I think we've started to touch it already, of connecting beyond your district, networking and friendship, of course. And I think both of us have said that already more than once. Rotary and Keish, I see your hand, just hold your question. But I saw your hand. But yes, so networking and friendship it's pretty much priceless. Like the RE Justin would have said, you go to a country, you're able to literally just send a message, hey, I'm in town, and you have people that are ready, willing, and so excited to welcome you. Some of the things you would have paid for, you're not paying for. Some of the places you would never see because you're, as a visitor, you're not going to be able to access certain things in the short time you're there. But because you've met these friends, you've made these connections, you're seeing countries from a totally different perspective than the average tourist. So networking and friendship is very, very important. Project partnership beyond and within 7020 and 7030 and whatever district it is that you may meet Rotarians or Rotaractors from. When we talk about making an impact, collaboration and resources by far strengthen your impact. And if you know the dynamics, and I would encourage each of us to continuously read up on the dynamics of what Rotary resources are there for us, how grants work, partnerships with other clubs and the matching of funds to stretch the impact of clubs. The networking that we do, one text away and you could have $100,000 pledged from a club that you've never visited to make a project that you want happen in your hometown, just from having met someone that just has some resources that they want to use for good. So project partnership, and I would even say project impact. Disaster relief, you know, unfortunately we live in a belt where there's hurricanes. It's devastating sometimes, but making those connections, like I say, once again, you're in a WhatsApp group, you send a message and thousands of dollars come pouring in, or resources are on a ship within an hour because the message came out that our Rotarian brothers and sisters in another country, another district, or another zone need help. You have earthquake, and of course you have things like hand wash, and like I say, disaster and overall project impact overall. It's really the main benefits, and there are many other benefits, but are the main benefits of connecting beyond your district.
So yes, Rotary and Kish, you had a question.
Yes, a question from the group. What encouragement would either of you give to new Rotaractors and prospective members?
Come into Rotaract with an open mind, right? I joined Rotaract because I wanted to make some kind of difference in the world. And somebody came trying to sell me a barbecue ticket, right? So I was like, you know what? No matter how small the difference is, let me join Rotaract. And I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. But what I did was I immersed myself in this world of Rotaract. I went to every single meeting, every single project. And within 3 months of me even joining, I went to my first conference as a prospective member. And that's when I really saw, oh my God, this is Rotaract. This is one of the best things I've ever been involved in. And I will never leave, right? And then over time, the reason I joined actually kind of changed. It was because of, not also because I want to make a change, but I want to develop leaders to make the change, right? So simply just immerse yourself, go to other clubs meeting, go to other clubs projects, go to the conferences. That's where you really see what's going on outside of your club level, right? And then everything will fall into place. Yeah. Robin, you want to add anything?
I agree with you 100%. I would just say lean in. My story is similar. I didn't know what I was joining. I wanted something to do. I always liked community service, and Rotaract was available, had a lot of friends in it, and not until, I went to conference, I was like, oh, okay, it's all of this. So lean in, and I promise you, you will not regret leaning in. That's not to say there will not be moments that you do not like. You may get some scuffing, you may go through some little battles, but if you lean in, you will reap the benefits way beyond these titles that we have. You will reap those benefits that come with leaning in to an organization that is pouring so much into the world.
I see we have a nice, well, we've come to the end of the presentation, so we can take the questions and stuff now. So
Okay, a second question. Y'all finished, right? Sorry.
Yeah, well, it's basically just to give you all an idea of where
We'll wrap up. Yeah.
Yeah, where we can get the where you can get more resources from. All right, now these things here are basically like your Bible, right, for Rotaract, right? The Rotary International website is amazing. It has a lot of resources. The handbook is literally a Bible. The constitution and the bylaws are what we live by, how we work, right? And of course, the district manual of procedure as well. And all of these things are on Google. I think the district manual of procedure you're gonna have to get that from a district team member. But the Rotary.org, district7030.org as well. The handbook, constitution, and bylaws are all online. And when you get some time, just take a day and go through all of these different things. You get everything that you need. Yeah.
That's it. Okay, one more question.
Was that Robin?
Connecting is a major benefit. What can we do to be more impactful in and out of the district?
I would say lean in. It goes back to leaning in. When we think of in your district, in order to make an impact, you have to first be aware. As a Rotaractor, you should know what's happening in your district. And a lot of times we find ourselves, or you find Rotaractors blaming, oh, the district didn't tell me this, or my president didn't tell me this. Are you reading communication that's coming out? Are you seeking information about this thing that you said you want to be a part of? You took the pen and you said, I'm a Rotaractor. Lean into your journey. That's the first step of making an impact. Don't think, okay, I need to make an impact, and then you don't have the basics. You're not even remembering, oh, there's a community service on Saturday. Lean in. That's what I mean when I say lean in, is those little steps. Like Justin said, are you going onto the Rotary International website? You're a part of this thing. Are you aware of what this thing is about? And that's the first step to making an impact. And when you talk about out of the district, like we've discussed, there's so many opportunities. And even in the pandemic, we're on RYLA right now, virtually. Are you logged in to RYLA? Are you logged into these things? Because it's free now. You know, you have events that are now virtual. And of course, you know, there's expenses associated with attending these things, but are you taking advantage of the opportunities that are now virtual that help to expand your horizon and make you aware of ways that you can make an impact? So like I said, it goes back to it goes back to leaning in for me.
And to answer as well, try to volunteer as much as possible to take up leadership positions in the club. All right, that's how you can make an impact, because you have value that you would have to add. If you can't, for whatever reason, try to volunteer as much as possible to be part of a committee, to plan projects, these kind of things. Myself and Robin, we are both part of the zone committee, Zone 34 Rotaract committee. All right, so it's not just the club level and the district level, it's even beyond that. All right, so, and that's how we get to make an impact, not just in our club, but not just in the district, but in other districts as well. Yeah, and also when it is your planning projects, don't think how we did it before. Try to think on a different level. How can we do it bigger, and how can we make a bigger impact this year? Always think that, always, 100% of the times, think how can we make a bigger impact than what we have done before, all right? And also don't forget, guys, you all can go up to the website to, they have a lot of training opportunities on the Rotary International website, right? That I think as Rotaractors, we're supposed to be doing it as part of the district training mandates, right? So don't forget to do that as well.
Thank you so very much to Rotaractor Robin and Rotaractor Justin. Your information, your wealth of information based on Rotaract and Rotary has given us a new perspective, I think, in what we should look for in our journey in the Rotary family. And we once again thank you for your time and patience.